No, because, you know, boxing is a sport where you can't take anybody lightly. You know, everybody comes to, anybody that fight gonna come to the ring to fight because they're fighting a former champion. It's gonna be on TV, and they can have an opportunity to further themselves by putting on a good performance against me. So I got to make sure that I'm focused and I put together my best performance and I go out there and perform that night. So it hasn't been a letdown at all. The only letdown is not being able to capture my second world title, but I think if I was Lara, I would have did the same thing to make more money. So I don't blame it at all. It's not a letdown at all. I think I have to make a bigger statement whoever I fight. I think I got to be more excited and have to go out there and put together great performances and on my road to a second title. It's on me now. You know, I have a good promotional team, a good team backing me. So it's on me. I asked for the Lara fight. Lara didn't come to me and offer the fight. They asked me what I wanted to do. I told them that's the fight I wanted. I didn't want to be brought back slowly. I want to be in another big, tough fight, and they got the fight. It's unfortunately he got a bigger fight, and he went and pursued that, but I don't blame him. But I have to put on spectacular performances and be better in this second half of my career. It's just one of those things, man. It's just you know, I was ready to go when I got cut. I had put in 8 weeks, and I was ready to fight then. And unfortunately, I got cut. Then I had to restart training camp, and I just think it was just one of those things where I may have overtrained for the first time in my career. Not to take nothing away from what he did, you know, he won, but you know, it wasn't more so of what he did, it was more so what I couldn't do and what I didn't do. So I'm just want to right that wrong, and that's why I wanted to get in there with a fighter like Lara, because I wanted to right the wrong and prove to myself and to the world that I was better than that night than what I showed. I think it's both. It's a combination of both. Mentally, I'm better. I'm able to provide for my family, for my kids. I'm able to do the things I love to do in life. I was able to travel and do some things I've never dreamed I was able to do last year. And just physically, it's just all about staying healthy. And at this later stage, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. So being able to preserve my body for so many years by not doing those things has really helped me be able to go at this later stage of my life. I think just the talks we've had over the past about just making sure that I'm comfortable, being able to provide for my kids and putting me in a comfortable situation. And that's all it is at the end of the day. And that's the first thing he told me. He was like, man, don't worry about the title shot. You'll get another shot. He was like, the most important thing is to be able to feed your family. And that means a lot that I'm still fighting, because they could have just canceled this whole card, but being that they kept the card together, they saved the card, means a lot. No, not at all. I just, they went and did all the opponent searching and all of that. I had nothing to do with any of that. I know it was rumors that they offered me Rosado and I turned it down. That's strictly a rumor. They never offered me Rosado. They picked up on it. They asked me to okay the opponent that they picked and to look at him and if I was okay with that. And I said, yeah. That was it. They never told me to look at Rosado and okay him, and they never told me to look at another guy and okay him. They called me with one guy and said, does he seem okay to you? Look at him and call us back. And I said, you know me, I'll fight anybody. They said, well, look at him. And I said, well, it looks fine to me. And I said, I'll fight him. I didn't care, but this whole rumor that Rosado was offered to me and I turned him down is completely false. He's like a girlfriend, man, who you break up with and they keep calling, they keep texting, showing up at your house, knocking at your door. It's like, dude, you didn't win a fight all last year. You lost 4 fights in a row. So it's like, I'm not really focused on you. If I go from fighting K9, who was a champion, went to his backyard, took his title, then I fought Molina, who nobody wanted to fight, who's one of the best junior middleweights in the division, tough fighter to fight. Then I asked to fight Lara, another guy that's considered one of the best in the division. Why the hell would I fight Rosado? It makes no sense. He hasn't done anything. He needs to rebuild his career, regroup, get a couple wins under his belt, and that's that, man. I'm trying to fight the best in boxing. And unfortunately for him, he's not in my eyes one of those guys right now. We have a plan mapped out already. If he was presented to me and if it was presented to me in a situation where it was beneficial or eliminator or something like that, where it was going to be something gain in it, of course. But again, they've already, as soon as Lara pulled out, I was already presented with the plan of action, of course, that were going to happen, that they were going to try to make happen for me. They asked me who I wanted to fight. I said I wanted to fight Lara. They went and got the fight. When Lara pulled out, they said, well, this is what's going to happen. You're going to still fight May 2nd, and we're going to try to do some things so you can get back in there real quick, maybe get another title shot, maybe get another big name, and let's just get past May 2nd. I said, okay. For him, he wasn't never discussed. He was never one of those options. Why would I fight a fighter that's lost 4 fights in a row, and it's a talent-rich pool of junior middleweights out there? I mean, I'm not trying to go backwards, and I think fighting him is going backwards. He put on a shitty performance against Charlo. He didn't do nothing. So what do I have to gain by fighting him right now? Absolutely anything, nothing. It's hard to say because that fight is in July. I'm trying to hope to have my fight signed in another fight by the end of summer, maybe August, September-ish. So it's hard to say if that will happen. I would love to fight the winner of that fight, maybe down the line, but with that fight being, after our fight being almost 2 months out, I would like to have my next fight scheduled before they even fight. So that, me having the winner of that probably won't happen right away, but maybe in the near future. No, not at all, because Rosado has the most delusional fans in boxing. He can lose 100 times and they'll still say, oh, he's our champ. He's the people's champ. You know, I want to be the champ. There's a big difference. You don't make a lot of money when you're the people's champ. You make a lot of money when you the champ. So he can keep being the people's champ and fighting for his fans. I'm going to keep fighting for my fans and fighting for history. And that's winning world titles, and that's making enough money to ensure I don't ever have to do a working job in my life. And I never have to retire and then come back to boxing. That once I leave this game, I'm comfortable enough that I can basically do what I want to do, travel. If I want to sit on my ass every day, I can do that. And that's really what I care about at the end of the day, and being able to provide for my family. I'm sending my daughter right now to the best high school in this state, and I'm more proud of that than anything I've accomplished in the ring or out of the ring. Being able to provide for her and to send her to one of the best high schools, that to me is good for me. Yeah, they come to all my fights. They were there when I fought in Detroit. They're at all my fights. Yeah, they understand it. I've never gotten knocked out. I've never been hurt. I've gotten cut in the gym before. They understand the tough. A lot of people don't think I lost the Molina fight. I don't think he did enough to come to my backyard and take the title, but it wasn't what, like I said, it wasn't what he did, it was what I didn't do. So I think they were hurt by that because, like I said, I lost the fight. So I had some of my kids crying and stuff. But for the most part, man, we have a great time. And like I said, they're a very important part of my life, to being able to provide for them, to being able to buy them a lot of things and clothes and stuff like that. It was a point in my life where I couldn't do those things. I couldn't get them certain gifts for Christmas. I had to budget and be like, well, I can't get this, but I can get that. So it's just a great feeling, and all of them are good kids. They all get good grades, and they go to school. I've never really had to been called to school about anything from any of my children. So that is a testament to how good of kids they really are. Man, I don't know. It's just probably when I started sparring Floyd for the Cotto fight. It helped me a lot to get out of it, you know, because I started sparring him and I knew I was gonna make a little money. I knew I had depleted a lot of the money I had saved over the years, but once I started sparring him, I knew I was gonna make some money, and then Boza put his words in for me, and they were able to get me a fight. So that just helped me pull through it a lot, and I was like, man. But I didn't know I would be sitting here. I didn't know I would win a world championship. I didn't know I would make good money. Like, I didn't know none of that was gonna happen. That was just part of the story that just ended up happening along the way, man. I was just happy back in 2012 to be helping him get ready for Cotto and to be in camp and them telling me I was going to fight the day before. I was happy with that. Didn't know none of this other stuff was going to happen. No, not that I've been around. And I've been in training camps with a lot of fighters from Pernell Whitaker when he was older, Oscar De La Hoya, Fernando Vargas, Shane Mosley, Vernon Forrest. I mean, I've been in there, Diego Corrales. I've been in there with a lot of fighters, man. I've been in camp with a lot of fighters. I've sparred a lot of fighters. And he's by far the toughest sparring partner I've had, and by far the toughest worker, hardest worker I've seen in camp. So it's nothing that I haven't seen nobody better with my own eyes. I haven't sparred nobody better. He's a great fighter, man.
What's the most underrated part of his game?
His power. He's very strong, and people don't realize that. People think, oh, he's defensive, and there's a reason why those guys don't want to throw punches and don't want to come in there because they're scared to get counterpunched. Floyd can punch, man. He's pretty strong. Underrated puncher power.
And what do you think about the Maidana fight? Does Maidana really present anything that Floyd hasn't seen?
No, I think Maidana's going to come out strong. He's going to come out hard. He should. He's a champion. But at the end of the day, I think he's going to get stopped late.